Beautiful day, my beautiful friends. As we continue on discussing the armor of God, I had found myself these past few weeks with oh the new understanding of and deeper meaning and the fear of how serious and real this spiritual battle is. And I've been born again, saved for over 13 years now. And I've gone through this process quite a few times in that amount of time. And one of the things that I found myself going through was not only the seriousness of the battle, but also the weakness of my flesh, saying to myself, how arrogant of me to feel like I should be able to talk about this, or to think that there's anything that I could say that would be able to help anybody else, when I myself was going through not the fear of failing, not the fear of losing, not the fear of being attacked. It was just the fear of the reality of it. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, the flesh still is afraid of all the things that I had just said. But the spirit within inside the flesh is where the battle is. And I was going through that type of comprehension and deeper level of going through that. And just like as a warrior of God or a warrior of man, you go through many steps of training to become a seasoned warrior. And when you step into battle for the first time, your training comes into play, yes, but there's so many things that happen on the battlefield that you are unaware of going through training. And when you get to the point in life where you are battle hardened and seasoned and promoted and have gone through the trials, and you're now on the battlefield with people and your fellow man around you, working as a team, there is a lot of responsibility, and your armor or your insignia or your experience becomes obvious to everyone around you. And being that this is a spiritual battle, when we put on our armor of God, who do you think sees us? Man? You think man or the person across the street understands that you have the armor of God on? Or is it Satan that has the eyes to see that you are battling him? And in this battle, it's really quite ironic that he's already lost. And he's putting in quite a fight to take as many down as he can on his last stand. And with that being the case, we can still lose this battle. And what I mean by that, we can still fall into the ways of the world by saying, well, all kinds of different things. And doing wrong, not only to others, but to ourselves and God in this battle. It's funny to say that being, uh, let's say, shooting for prosperity for one's own comfort, which in the world is a sign of success, could actually be failing God and our soul. Now, there is nothing wrong with the tool of success if being used for righteousness, which is our breastplate. But we have to have the belt of the truth around us to understand what our intentions are. And as we were going through, and we have just talked about putting on our, what does it say here? It's chapter 16, chapter 6, verse 15. And your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. And that is the gospel of peace for others, ourselves, for God, and also peace for our enemy. And how do we know that? That we are here to give peace to our enemy? Is by being prepared with the preparation of the gospel of peace. And this preparation is by studying the Bible, by reading the Bible, by prayer, by being prepared, by going through the training in life so that we can stand out and become a warrior against the evil Satan's ways. And when we put this armor on, there's great protection on this. But there's also, like everything, there is a downfall to things. This is very heavy, heavy, heavy armor. As I was saying, I was going through heavy moments mentally, spiritually, and physically, trying to understand my role for myself and God. And when we stumble and fall, we're very vulnerable. This is very heavy armor. How do you get back up with that much weight on your shoulders? Very slowly. And this is why we need to constantly be aware of the battle that's happening so that we can protect ourselves and be there as a warrior for God. Not for ourselves, but for God. Because God wants us. He wants our soul to return to Him. Now, granted, we want the same thing, but are we willing to fight for it? Are we willing to be prepared for it? Are we willing to go through the trials and the exercises and the training to be able to stand up to this battlefield? And as all warriors, being human, we have a limit of our physical and mental capabilities. And being that this is a spiritual battlefield, Satan is never tired. He works 24/7, always. We must rest, recuperate, and heal from our many lessons and trials in life. And I want you to think about this for a minute as we go through our experiences in life. Satan fell into the earth with 1/3 of the angels. You were fighting on the side of righteousness, which has 2/3 of the angels still with God. You're on the winning side. Have strength and faith. God bless you, my friend.